have to show the schools that they can turn the lives of kids around, that these kids who come in probably from troubled areas don't have to fail.
I never would have expected that 25 would go to college. I would have been thrilled with 15.
So the first one is why? Because
I think we have to, in some ways, create that kind of an atmosphere in all the schools.
When I get to college, I'm going to study early childhood education from kindergarten to 6th grade. Once you get in the program, you know, different things that help push you, help make some of those dreams come true.
We know the STAR model works, and it worked in Roosevelt. What we want to do is build on that, and we've put together a model here in Hempstead that's called COMET.
I think if we can kind of like reel them in at this point in 7th grade and get them to begin to appreciate the importance of an education, it would make the difference all the way through high school.
these programs are more than just good ideas. They are real success stories created by people whose belief in breaking the cycle of poverty, crime, and hopelessness extends to their commitment to seeing good ideas become realities. The people and programs of the Institute for Community Development. These programs have already made a real difference in their communities today, and they stand as models of programs for more schools and communities for tomorrow, because together we can.
The best thing for the STAR program is that we have an academic coordinator that we set them up with, and I think the consistency and the personal relationship we have with the students helps the program become successful. Right now, there are 29 students in the graduating class. There are 24 students that have applied and been accepted to various colleges.
Risk factors are a big issue these days. Communities at risk, families at risk, kids at risk. At the Institute, we look at youth at risk as ordinary children who are growing up facing some extraordinary challenges. All young people, regardless of their environment, race, or risk factors, have dreams. And those dreams can only come true with a good educational opportunity and a solid support system in the classroom and out into the world.
STAR internship at CMP, the things that I liked about it was that they gave me a chance to have a job for the summer and stay out of trouble.
I really think that the STAR program has afforded opportunities for both Grinnell and for CMP that otherwise would not be had.
Building on the success of the STAR program, in the fall of 1993, the Institute launched the COMET program for 7th and 8th grade students at the Alberta B. Grace Schultz Middle School in Hempstead, Long Island.
Through several meetings and discussions with the Institute, they came up with the concept of COMET to address the needs of those youngsters who would need just some extra support in terms of academics and in terms of counseling.
What makes COMET unique is that it targets the neediest youngsters in our school district, the ones that have not made it in all the other programs. A program like COMET gives these youngsters a better shot at the future, a shot that they didn't have before. And I cannot think of a better way to invest the dollars than through these kids and investing in these kids.
What I was hoping that Matthew would gain in a program like COMET was better study skills. And the COMET program took him out of the mainstream and gave him an opportunity to be with his peers in a smaller setting.
The Institute for Community Development is more than these two successful programs. It's people working to increase contributions and funding and working to spread the word and expanding these successful models to other communities.
Good morning, Institute for Community Development. May I help you?
What's exciting about the work of the Institute is that we've been able to build those partnerships, those collaborations. All of a sudden, a world of opportunity opens up that previously for these young people simply didn't exist.
And that's why our programs work. We haven't lost sense of what's important.
we have a lost sense of the importance of the family and the need to include family in. Other programs supported or guided by the Institute are precisely geared to early development of educational skills and the love of learning. At the Freeport Family Literacy Program, undereducated adults and their young children actually attend school together.
I think what's so special about this program is that the parents and children work together. The children get an early start, which is the most important thing. Meanwhile, their mothers are also working on computers, and they're getting their GEDs.
From the start, the Institute has been a wonderful friend of Freeport Family Literacy. We've really worked together with them to get the program off the ground. They've given us financial support and philosophical support. We're really looking forward to collaboration in the future.
Another important program for early intervention in educational skills is the Writing to Read program. The Institute has provided funding and technical support for 9 Writing to Read computer labs for kindergartners and first graders in some of Long Island's lowest income schools. It gets kids ready to compete in a technological society. And it works.
I think we have to do this, and we have to do it one community at a time, one school at a time, one class at a time, one child at a time. Piece by piece, I think we can change it. And if we can change it in one community, we can change it in every community.
I'm going to attend Virginia State University in Petersburg, Virginia.
I'm excited to graduate because I thought I'd never get out of here. I'm going to CW Post to major in criminal justice correction.
I'm graduating and I'm going to Quinnipiac College in Connecticut for 4 years on an athletic scholarship.
I'm graduating Sunday. I'm going to Stony Brook to study political science.
Started, y'all help me out big time. When I go big, I'll come back to repay y'all. Seriously. That's from the heart.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the co-founders of the Institute for Community Development and the co-chairpersons of CMP Publications, Gerry and Lilo Leeds.
Thank you all. And Pearl, thanks very much. Without all of you, we wouldn't be able to fund programs like the T5 Committee or all the wonderful programs of the Institute. It's only because of our great success as a company that we're able to do this. And so I must thank you, each and every one of you. When we started CMP in our living room, in 1971, I should have said this earlier before the contest, we had a philosophy and a vision for the future for this company. It was a very small company. We were only about 4 or 5 people, but we had this vision. We had a vision of a successful company caring for people of all diverse backgrounds, young and old, female and male, African American, Asian, Caucasian, and much of our vision has come true. It has come to pass. We have a very successful high-tech company. We have diversity here. We're a good company to work for and a good company to do business with. I wanted women to be able to achieve meaningful careers, which is why I started daycare. Daycare that all could afford. Now over 100 CMP families come to CMP with their children. And they know that their children are growing up happily while their mother and father work without stress. Well, there may be some stress. like getting newspapers out or selling one more ad or making sure that the newspapers get shipped in time. CMP also has, as you just heard, a P5 committee to make us a good company to work for. 6 years ago, Gerry and I decided it was time for the next generation. So they would have new ideas for the 90s, and you can see they didn't speak from the podium. And they were all wired up. And they were ready for the 90s, and they were ready for the next century. We felt we'd been very fortunate coming here as immigrants and having such a wonderful company, such great people who helped us to create CMP and who are recreating it and changing it every day. So we wanted to give something back to this society. And education, we felt, was the most imperative to being successful for everybody. And we wanted children of various backgrounds to have education so that they could get good jobs and feel that they have a future. When our youngest graduated from college, she looked at us one day and she said, "You know, I never realized I had a choice. I thought I had to go to college." Well, many of the youngsters in the schools where we work don't think that they have a chance either, or that they have a choice. So they don't even think of going to college. And now, because of the STAR and the COMET programs, they feel they have a chance at a future. And they plan on being obstetricians or working as accountants. They have all sorts of plans for a future. I would like to spend 1 minute and introduce to you the people who made these programs successful, who gave these young people a vision for their future. Now, I don't know if could the house lights go on for 1 minute, and then I will ask them to stand. They are on. Oh, sorry. Lights are so bright I can't tell. Lavinia Dickerson, co-executive director. Lavinia Dickerson started all these programs. Pat Halpin, who is now co-executive director with Lavinia. Pat Halpin was formerly Suffolk County executive, and he had quite a budget there. I hope we could have as much money for him to spend here. And then I would like to introduce Todd Parrish. Todd is the one who pioneered STAR and whose first class just graduated from high school. Deborah Morton. Is she here? Deborah Morton started a program for 7th and 8th graders in Hempstead, and she's really having excellent success. Then Rodney Brown, who is starting a STAR program in Hempstead. I want to thank all 5 of you for starting these wonderful programs, and I would like to thank all 1,275 of you for creating such a wonderful company that we can all be so proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, CMP. We couldn't have done it without you. We're thrilled to be here this morning and to see progress
in CMP unfold so beautifully, both in the U.S. and worldwide, and to see what a strong competitive company you've become, to see the excellent management, excellent people that give the company its strength and its growth, and to see all the progress that's being made in developing new products, new countries, new ideas, new ways of doing conferences like today, when setting new standards everywhere. But we are especially proud that all that growth has allowed the company to firmly stand behind the principles. I believe it's become an even better company, more diverse, better to do business with, better to work for, and turning out even more superior products in less time and firmly focused on the high-tech business. And it reminds me of a young woman who came by and said goodbye to me when she left with the travel group and said, she said, "Thank you for letting me work here for 10 years. That's a neat thing to hear. So thank you here, everyone, for a great job in a very challenging, competitive environment and a very competitive world. As you've seen the ICD video and with what Lilo has just said, the company has also kept its soul and a great feeling for the society without losing a step in developing its business. The Institute has also done well because we've applied the same principles to what we're doing. And here's a quick update what's happened for those of you who have not followed it. ICD started about 5.5 years ago, as Lito said, with our commitment to give something back to the society of the success the company's had and we've had. And CMP has been a true partner in that endeavor. We get more than space, we get help, we get money, we get wonderful, wonderful support, and we couldn't have done it without you. Today, the Institute is firmly focused on developing programs that can change the lives of children and youth at risk, helping them, instead of being children at risk, children of hope. Instead of youth at risk, young people of hope who have a real future. The Institute has become a real innovator in the field of education. Our programs have been recognized and validated by the state of New York for their excellence. The Commissioner of Education for New York has said, "Guys, you're doing God's work." We've received accolades from state senators and assembly people, together with over $500,000 in grants, allowing us to launch additional programs. And now Congress is becoming of our work as well. And other school districts from Brooklyn to Los Angeles and points in between are becoming interested in using our programs. We're growing at a rate of almost 50% a year. We'll catch up someday. Like in publishing, it's the results that count, the outcomes, as they say in our trade. We've become best known for our Star and Comet programs in some of the poorest, lowest funded schools in Long Island, where we've achieved some spectacular results. There are now 3 programs in 3 schools involving over 250 youngsters, up from only 25 4 years ago. The programs focus on certain of those students in junior high and high school for which the school had the least hope that they would ever graduate. And the kids themselves didn't have much hope. They're those kids who were most likely considered to be dropping out. By providing for those youngsters in school, in their communities, very comprehensive programs like STAR in high school and COMET in junior high, we've literally changed their lives. Not a single one of the regular participants has dropped out of school in these 4 years. Their grades, their behavior, their views of the future have dramatically changed. Our first STAR class that started with 25 ninth graders 4 years ago has grown to 29 and has now graduated. Every one of them. Of the 29 youngsters, 25 have been accepted by colleges and are on their way to higher education, to becoming lawyers and accountants and doctors and a dozen other educated professionals. We talked to a young woman a couple of days ago when we met with the school superintendent, and she said she joined the program only in 10th grade, and she's now graduating, becoming an obstetrician. And I said, well, what did you do in 9th grade? She said, I was only mostly on suspension. So that's the change you can get. And one of the youngsters who was selling drugs at the age of 13 told us, when I open my accounting practice, I want to come back to Roseville and show them how great I've become. And then I want to help other kids. That's real progress. And it... But more than anything else, it proves it can be done. By providing intensive academic support, together with equally intensive long-term personal development and counseling, we have proved that virtually all children can learn, and they can contribute to our society. We've also proved that it's not only possible, but a lot more cost-effective to keep young people in school instead of letting them get into trouble. And it certainly makes us a better society. The credit for all this success belongs to the terrific people who've worked the endless hours to provide the programs and the supports. And I want to thank them. And I also want to thank all of you, together with Lilo, at CMP, who have made it possible, both through the funds that have come in from CMP, that are now joined by other funds. We're beginning to develop a fundraising organization and becoming very successful because people recognize what we're doing, but also for the personal contributions in work in helping us get going, in getting out our newsletters and doing all the other things that you're doing at the publishing company. We want you to know how grateful we are for your ongoing support and the dedication from each of you. We really appreciate the help. It's making all this and our future progress possible. CMP started 23 years ago, and it's incredible how much it's accomplished. The greatest challenges lie still ahead for both the company and for the Institute. But we've learned how amazingly much you can accomplish when you all work together. We're very much part of Team CMP, and we applaud what you're doing here today. The next summer conference in 1996 will be our 25th anniversary. We want to compare notes again then in a couple of years. In the meantime, we want to wish all of us and all of you a great conference and a great success. Thank you.
Georgia?
Yes, CM?
How about a break?
I think that's an excellent idea, CM. Come along, then.
Oh, hey, who's ready for a break? Yeah. Okay, let's go, but hey, this is real time, not CMP time. See you in 20 minutes.